Hello, everybody. It's me, Granny Gems, and welcome to episode 3 of How to Build a Zepeto World Using Unity series. In this episode, we're going to create the landscape for our world. I'll show you how to add terrain, shape the ground, paint different textures, and prepare spaces for buildings and other objects. Let's get started. First, open Unity and select the Zepeto World project we created in the previous episodes. Give Unity time to load the project and import any remaining files. Once the project opens, confirm that you are working in the correct scene. It is also a good idea to save your scene before making major changes. You can select File, followed by Save, or press Ctrl S on your keyboard. Before adding anything new, let's keep our project organized. In Hierarchy, right-click on an empty area and select Create Empty. Rename this object Environment. We can place the terrain, trees, rocks, buildings, and other environmental objects under this section later. Organizing your hierarchy now will make it much easier to manage your project as the world becomes larger. Now, we're ready to create the ground. At the top of the Unity editor, select Game Object, choose 3D Object, and then select Terrain. Unity will add a new terrain object to the scene. If the terrain appears extremely large, don't worry. We can adjust its size to fit the world we are creating. Select the terrain object in the hierarchy so its tools and settings appear in the inspector. Open the terrain settings section in the inspector. Here, you can adjust the width, length, and maximum height of your terrain. For a beginner project, start with a manageable area. Your exact measurements may be different depending on the type of world you want to build. Avoid making your terrain much larger than you actually need. A larger environment may require more textures, objects, and processing power. It is easier to begin with a smaller area and expand your design later if necessary. Next, select the Paint Terrain tool. This tool allows us to raise, lower, smooth, and shape the ground. Choose the options to raise or lower the terrain and then select a brush. The brush size controls how much of the terrain is affected. The opacity or strength controls how quickly the ground changes. Click and gently drag across the terrain to create a hill. Use a low brush strength and build the shape gradually. Small adjustments usually create a more natural looking landscape than one strong movement. If you make a mistake, Ctrl Z to undo your last change. After shaping the ground, some areas may have sharp or uneven edges. Select the Smooth Height tool and gently move the brush across those areas. Smoothing helps blend the hills, slopes, and valleys together so the landscape looks more natural. Be careful not to smooth everything completely. Leaving some variations can make the environment more interesting. Try to create a combination of flat spaces, gentle slopes, and raised areas. We also need flat areas for buildings, roads, decoration, games, and the avatar's starting point. Use that set height or flattening tool to create level sections in the landscape. Think about where players will begin and which direction you want them to travel. Creating these spaces now will prevent buildings from floating above the ground or sinking into uneven terrain later. Now let's add some color and detail to the ground. Select paint texture and then add a terrain layer. Choose a grass, dirt, sand, stone, or other ground texture that matches your world's theme. The first texture normally covers the entire terrain. Additional textures can then be painted over selected areas. For this demonstration, I'm using one texture for the grass and another texture to create a pathway. Change the brush size and opacity as needed. And blend the edge so the textures do not look too sharp. The pathway can help guide players through important buildings, games, or attractions. Once the terrain is shaped and painted, we can begin adding environmental details. Place a few trees, rocks, plants, fences, or other decorations around the landscape. Do not overcrowd the area. Players need enough open space to walk, run, and see where they are going. Try varying the position, rotation, and size of repeated objects so the environment does not look copied and pasted. We'll add more buildings and props in episodes 4. So right now, we're creating the foundation. Before testing, select the terrain object and confirm that it has a terrain collider component. The collider prevents the avatar from falling through the ground. Enter play mode and walk around the landscape. Check the hills, pathways, flat areas, and edges of the terrain. Make sure the slopes are comfortable for the avatar to travel across and that there are no unexpected holes or extremely steep sections. After testing, exit play mode and make any necessary adjustments. Remember that changes made during play mode may not be saved after you exit, so complete your permanent terrain edits outside of play mode. Save your project again by selecting File and Save or by pressing Ctrl S. Our world now has a landscape that we can continue to build on. And that completes our landscape. In episode 4, we'll add buildings, props, decorations, and other objects that will bring our Zepeto world to life. Remember to like, subscribe, and join me for the next episode. Until the next time, everybody, keep creating.